Okay, today we're going to talk about figurative language. Can either of you tell me what figurative language is or what you think it might be? Katie?
Figurative language, isn't it like a simile or a metaphor?
Figurative language, you will use similes and metaphors in figurative language. Kaylee, do you know what a simile is?
It uses like or as.
Yes, it does. It's a comparison that uses like or as. Can you give me an example of a simile?
She's as sweet as honey.
She's as sweet as honey. That's a very good example of a simile. Okay, and a metaphor is a comparison that doesn't use like or as. How about an example of a metaphor?
She's a bear when she wakes up.
She's a bear when she wakes up. Yes, that's a good example of a metaphor. Okay, figurative language can also be personification. Personification is when you've given an inanimate object, like people-like qualities. Like, let's say...
The trees waving in the wind.
The trees waving in the wind, or opportunity knocked on the door, or the sun played hide and seek with the clouds. Let's see. We've also got alliteration can be used in personification. What's that, Kate? What you got?
Alliteration, like Peter Piper picked a pickled peppers.
Yes, that's alliteration. When you have that same beginning sound over and over, like we sat wide-eyed and wondering while we waited for the others to wake. Or Betty bought butter, but the butter was bitter, so Betty bought better butter to make the bitter butter better. Yeah, alliteration can be kind of tongue-twisting sometimes. Or how about onomatopoeia? Do either of you know what that is?
Like boom, bang.
Yeah, boom, bang. Those are words that sound like their meanings, or they either mimic the sounds of what they mean, like meow, or oink, or beep, whoosh, hum. Let's see. So figurative language is when you use words and writing that appeals to the reader's senses. Can you put that down for me, please? When using figurative language, the author's wanting to make the reader feel as if they're really a part of the story and they can feel what's happening, or they can hear what's happening, or they can smell what's happening. So maybe somebody in the story's baking a cake or something, and the author uses such words that the reader can actually smell the cake baking. So, like I said, figurative language is writing that appeals to a reader's senses. Today we're going to take a look at a song that you both know, and then I'm going to read the lyrics to you, and then we're going to talk a little bit about them, and then you are actually going to create a poem using figurative language of your own. So the song we're taking a look at today is the theme song from The Grinch. Have both of you seen The Grinch? How the Grinch Stole Christmas? Yeah, a lot of people have, and so we're going to take a look at that song. Okay, it starts out. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You have garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You have termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Given a choice between the two of you, I'd take the seasick crocodile. You're a rotter, Mr. Grinch. You're the king of sinful sots. Your heart's a dead tomato splotched with moldy purple spots, Mr. Grinch. You're a 3-decker sauerkraut and a toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce. You nauseate me, Mr. Grinch, with a nauseous super nos. You're a crooked, dirty jockey, and you drive a crooked hoss, Mr. Grinch. Your soul is an appalling dump overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of rubbish imaginable, mangled up in tangled up knots. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You're a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The 3 words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote, stink, stank, stunk. Wow, that song's full of all kinds of figurative language, isn't it? Okay, so let's take a look at it together and see if we can pick out some of the figurative language used in here. Let's see. Katie?
You're as charming as an eel. That's an example of a simile.
You're as charming as an eel. That's the example of a simile. So let's underline you're as charming as an eel. Okay, let's see. Let's look at the next line, Katie. It says, you're a bad banana with a greasy black soul. Well, is the Grinch really a bad banana? No, he's not really a bad banana.
But it doesn't use like grass, so it's a metaphor.
It doesn't use like or as, so it's a metaphor. You're right. So let's underline you're a bad banana. What? That's okay if you underline it all. That's fine. Let's see. Let's look on the second verse. Your heart's an empty hole. You think that's figurative language?
Yes.
Yes, I think that's figurative language too. So because his heart's really not an empty hole.
That's the metaphor?
Yes, because he's comparing the heart to an empty hole. Okay, so let's just take a couple of moments and yes ma'am, you have a question?
Your brain is full of spiders.
Your brain is full of spiders, yeah. That's an example of figurative language because his brain's really not full of spiders. You have another one?
Or he doesn't have garlic in his soul.
And he doesn't have garlic in his soul, so we'll underline that one as well. Okay, so let's just take a couple of moments and you're going to underline some more examples of figurative language on your own. And then after we do that, you're actually going to, yes ma'am?
Is you're a nasty, wasty
Skunk. You're a nasty, wasty skunk. Yeah, that's definitely figurative language. Okay, so the lyrics here are just full of figurative languages. So when you're listening to this song and you are hearing all these similes and metaphors, then you can actually picture what the songwriter was talking about with the, can you take the pin out of your hair, please? Thank you. You're actually thinking, or you're actually seeing in your mind what the songwriter was talking about with the Grinch. You have something else, Kaylee?
Or your heart a giant tomatoes.
Your heart's a dead tomato, splotched with purple moldy spots. Right. Katie, you have something?
Stink, stink, stunk. Is that alliteration? Or does it have to be like more words?
Stink, stank, stunk would be alliteration, yes, because those 3 words start with that same sound. Yes, ma'am?
Or you have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile.
Yes, you have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile. Yeah. That's for using figurative language. Okay, so I think you've gotten a pretty good grasp of what figurative language is. And so now you are going to get the chance to write a poem all on your own using figurative language. So remember, we've got similes, we've got metaphors, we've got personification. You can use the alliteration, you can use onomatopoeia. So that gives you quite a few examples of figurative language that you can use when creating your own works. So anyway, so now we'll take that opportunity and you'll go ahead and get started on writing your own poems. Okay?
What do we write on the back of this?